That's what God does. What He do. And where you see that at?
Oh, because in the top left corner it says live and 0506 seconds.
Oh, we live.
Yeah, we live. We live, Pastor. We live.
All right. Let me find it.
It is always good to see everybody and find everybody.
All right. I'm looking for it on my phone here, but good evening, good evening, good evening. As soon as I get everybody loaded up here so I can see the comments. Yeah, I am. Do you see it on your Facebook?
I have to get into it. I'll get into it.
All right. I don't see it on Facebook yet. All right, you all be patient with me a little bit tonight as we're trying a new platform tonight, and I'm
Yeah.
you see it
I
on
don't.
Facebook?
Nope, I do not see it on Facebook. But I do want to say hello to all my grinders out there. If you are watching, stick with us. We are on a new platform, so it's gonna be good. We got a lot of material for everybody.
So you say grinders. I like that term. I had me Lady B make me a shirt that said grinder over quitter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's the best way.
grinder over quitter. And so I was going to use that on Sunday. I was going to wear it, but I had, when I left the other church, by the time I got to Jericho, you guys was already full into the service, and so I didn't change up. I had someone suggest that we make a podcast out of the Financial Fridays, and so I was thinking about that. I said, "Wow, now we would really have to be committed." Instead of being able to count the days to see when, it would be over, we would have to really be committed to the long term. Now, Ms. Brumfield, I don't see it on Facebook.
It's Rise and Thrive on Facebook or on YouTube.
Well, I know we're going to be on YouTube, but majority of the people, because this first night we're doing YouTube, don't really know we're on YouTube. And the other one is Instagram. And so being able to make sure that they, knowing we're live here on Facebook. And so we're trying to see how you did that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm
okay.
Okay. I don't see us on here. I don't see us.
All right.
I don't see us on Rise and Thrive.
Okay.
See us. I would like to see us. That's the 8th. That's 22nd.
Okay. Well, we're going to figure this thing out.
Mm-hmm. I see. This is okay. So I don't know if anybody can see us, but I want them to know that we're still here and we are making sure that we can see you if you can see us.
All right. Well, we're gonna chop it up until we get it together.
I know. I think you and I both are working at it. Like, let me see what I can do. But the biggest thing is I gotta say that now I think my name is getting out there a little bit. I think they can see my face a little bit more.
All right.
I got asked to come out to one of this a different state, a whole new different state, to come out there for like a couple of days and go over their finances with them. So I was
out of here.
I was like, dude, bro, you got to give me some time. Give me some time. I'll have to work out how to get out there.
Now we were looking at them Jets the other day, so we might need to start back looking at them Jets. Now I know we can't go with the G6 that I wanted. You know, you said we couldn't do that one off the bat, but the other
Yeah,
what was the one you said?
the Cessna.
The Cessna.
Yeah,
And,
it fit 10. It looked nice. It was
yeah, Cessna's pretty nice, and so I think I might be willing, to start with a Cessna.
yeah,
But I just
it's
want a little more room. I didn't want to feel like I was a SUV in the air. You know what I mean? Just want a little more room.
well, I
And
mean,
so
it's a big plane. It does sit 10, so you can get in there and stretch yourself out and just go to sleep on it if you want to.
that's what I'm talking about. So we'll be able to start on that one. Now, Mr. Brumfield said we were live on Facebook, and so look on
Yeah.
there and see if
So
you see it.
Oh yeah, Minister Simone just got in and said, "Good morning, billionaires. We are
All
live."
right, there it is. I just see it
Yeah,
jumped on.
yeah, they can see us on Facebook. They can
All
definitely
right. Well,
see us.
we ready to rock and roll. We ready to rock and roll. Let me set it up. All right. We went from the millionaire last week. Well, the 100. What was it last week?
100 millionaire.
100,000
Yeah,
or 100 million.
100 million.
We was
Yeah,
100 million last week, and now we're millionaires this week. Okay, billionaires. They used to call me Billionaire Burns. You didn't know that, did you?
Oh wow. No, I didn't know that, but I'm glad
They
you
used to
told
call
me.
me Billionaire Burns, and then I I I, I brought it down so I could be able to reach it, and so I got on my screen. I don't know if I take it off. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me see. I took it off. I got on my screen.
Millionaire Burns.
Millionaire Burns.
There you go.
I got that all over around me. You know, got it in front of me. So I changed it from billionaire. I put that one on hold for a minute, and then because all things is possible to him that believe it, but it's got to be believable. So I had to make it believable, and I felt like I can believe for 1 million, and then after I hit my first million, then I can believe for the billion.
Yeah, and it goes just like that.
Yeah.
it goes just like that. Like, what happened? Yeah, I had my first 10 million. Okay, what you gonna do next week? Couple billion. Just
right. So we start where we are. We work towards where we want to go.
Oh yeah.
All right, they coming in there. James, we got Minister Smoke. Said good evening to the billionaire. Got Minister Millicent watching.
Yeah.
Elder Perry tuned in. All right. Millionaire Burns. All right. That's how you roll. Yeah. And then Deacon Boom. And so it's been really incredible. Minister Simone, did you hear the good news of our celebrity? Our co-host, the celebrity.
Oh.
You didn't hear that? I don't see her responding in the chat. Might be slow.
No, she did not hear.
She said no, sir. She said no, sir. well, James, they getting ready to fly him to somewhere out of town. They reached out to him. They want to fly him in for 2 days so that he can help them with their finances. And so we on our way.
Oh yeah.
So we have been talking about a plane, and I wanted the Gulfstream, and when we looked at it, how much was the Gulfstream?
Gulfstream that you was looking at was like 33 million.
33 million.
33
and so we figure like I don't know if I don't want to spend 33 million. I'll be like Bishop. I'll say I got it, but not for that. And so then James, he had a Cessna.
Yeah, the Cessna.
And that was about, what was that about?
That's 130,000.
130,000. And so we said we'll be able to do that. We'll start with the Cessna. So he's contemplating his first road worldwide tour. When we finish the book, he's gonna be doing a worldwide tour. I could see him on some Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and Tonight Show. You know, showing people how to make their first 100,000.
Yeah, man. See, when you say it, it sounds so good. Like
That's
you
right.
make that first 100,000, and people lose their mind. Like, how I just made 100,000. Like, yes. No smoke, no mirrors.
Yeah.
This is how you really make 100,000. This is what it looks like. This is how it feels in your hand. It's a good feeling.
Oh, I didn't know. You can see the over on the side there. You can see the comments over there.
Yeah, coming in from the Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We Cadillac it now. We up our game tonight. We're live on Instagram and we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube tonight. And so we're stepping up our game. We got to match that level. You understand what I mean? And so, listen, we've been talking about Financial Fridays. We've been talking about finances, and it's been incredible. I've had so many testimonies of people who have altered their spending, and they have begun to give their money an assignment. And I think the biggest challenge I'm hearing from people now is that they are careful making choices of how they spend their money. So I hear people saying they stop spending money on certain things, but they're not seeing the money showing up on the other side. And so, they're spending it just like what I was saying. I stopped with the coffee and I saved $900 for the year, but I didn't see that $900 nowhere because it got absorbed somewhere else. So can you speak a little bit about that for those out there who they're starting to make wiser choices in their spending? They're starting to, use the different systems that we talked about, and they see themselves saving money, but they don't see that money sitting somewhere or working with a different purpose. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes. Whenever it comes to not necessarily saving money, but reducing the amount that you spend, right? Remember, everything is on assignment. So if you save $2, you got to give it an assignment. What is that money doing? So you save $2 here, you save $3 here. If you're not putting inside of a savings account, an investment account, a money market account for a purpose, everything is for a purpose. So if you're saving, let's say you save $5 a week. $5 a week times 52 will give you approximately $230, if my math is correct, right? $260. Sorry about that. But if you don't have a purpose for that money, then it will be absorbed into the day-to-day operations that you do. So if you save $5 a week, give it a purpose. This $5 is going towards my investment, and then you put it away. So when you get enough money, you can make another investment. This $5 is going towards my kids' tuition at school. And then you put it away. So when you collect enough money, that money will be used for your kids' tuition at school. By putting an assignment, even on the money that you're saving, because if you didn't spend it on coffee, or you didn't spend it on candy, or you didn't spend it on sweets, that money is just randomly out there. So we want to make sure that we are doing our due diligence of assigning money a purpose. So when you start spending it, you have a way to spend it. Now, let's just say the money is merely for entertainment purposes only. Good. Just make sure that when you assign it for entertainment, it goes towards entertainment. Because by consciously thinking about where your money is going, you have a better option and a better chance to make sure that what you are purposefully putting it into is doing what you have called it to do.
Okay. All right. So that's good. So making the first step is being conscious of how you're spending your money. And then secondly, we want to make wise choices in reducing the spending of our money, not saving money, but reducing the amount of money that we're spending. And then thirdly, we got to make sure that we close the deal by assigning that money a purpose and making sure that that money, whether small or large, is going towards whatever that purpose its new assignment is.
Yes.
All right. So it's like the car dealer. He take you through everything. You take your car home and it's keep it overnight. You bring it back and, you sold on the car. You love it. But then you walk away without the car because he didn't close the deal. And so we conscious of our spending. We discerning how we're spending. We reducing our spending. But when we don't reassign the purpose of that money that we have reduced and give it a new purpose, then we don't close the deal.
Correct.
All right. That's very helpful. So tonight, let's see what we got in the chat there. All right. So tonight, Dr. Bonds is joining us tonight. And so tonight, we've been talking about resources for the last couple of weeks, and it's been really incredible. We're talking about reducing the amount of money that we're spending. And so I don't know if I read it or I heard it, that wealth is not about making more money. Wealth is about holding on to the money, And so, you could make $100,000 a year, but if you're spending $100,000 a year, then you're not building wealth. And so wealth is about learning to reduce the amount of money that's going out and repurposing or reassigning that money so that money can get to a place. Depends on what the assignment is. You say, like, if it's entertainment or tuition or something of that sort, or but when it gets to investments, being able to see that money turn into passive income and then go into residual income so that it's making money while you sleep.
That is precisely what I would
All
like.
right. See, I'm getting it. I'm getting this thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will be talking heavily about that over the next couple of weeks, so they will have a full understanding of the difference of residual, passive, active. They'll know all the terms, and they'll be able to fully exercise on how their income is flowing. And
all right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it for tonight. We're picking up at resources part 3. And so if you missed it, I encourage you to go back and look at the Facebook videos of the past Financial Fridays. If you're really serious about building wealth, if you're serious about, leaving inheritance for your children's children, if you're serious about living a life, no stress, no strain, no struggle, well, then you really need to be a part of Financial Fridays. So do yourself a favor, invest in yourself by taking time and go back and look at some of the Financial Fridays of past so you can catch yourself up to speed. So tonight we're going to jump right in. We're not going to review unless it just comes up. We're going to jump right in for our resources part 3. Good evening, Coach T. I see you tuning in there with us. So where we're going tonight, James?
Okay, so right now we got done doing location, and I believe the next one that we will be looking at is going to be the rest of the 40% of making that available for everybody.
Okay.
So, they can see me. Okay. That was quick.
Yeah, that's okay. Smooth. I like this one better.
So we already talked about the rent, the location, and groceries. Now we're going to get into We Energies, student loans, car insurances, gas, cell phones. So we can get into a lot of stuff. Now remember, not everything will apply to you, but those things that do apply to you, utilize those things to aid in reducing the amount of money in which you're spending out so you can repurpose that money for your vision.
Okay. Now, as I'm looking down through those things, I was going to wait and see where you was going to go with it, making sure that, sometimes when you're switching for different things, like we wanted to reduce our cell phone bill, so we switched to a different company that had a better deal, but the service sucks. And not only the service, the customer service sucks. So I'm ready to switch back to the other company that I was with. They had great service and great customer service, but it was expensive, and I guess that's why it was expensive, right? You pay for sometimes what you get. So, but when you're looking at these things, and many of them we already talked about how to reduce the amount of money that we're spending. When we look at this, and we gave you all a chart where you were able to start your own, budget sheet, and I hope you all got that, and that's working for you, so that you can have a visual of what it looks like, because sometimes we go based on what's in our head, you know what I mean? But when you put it down on paper and you're able to see it, that kind of makes a big difference. All right. So James, when we look at this, what is our takeaways?
So the takeaways are, this is what we currently have. Our goal is to reduce the money that we are spending now, and it's how we're reducing it. We Energies have programs, student loans have programs, different car companies have different car programs. You can always reduce, not always, but your cell phone has many different options, and some people believe that they need the maximum amount of options. But we want to make sure that we're just reviewing the things in which we need so we can better hit our targets.
Well, that's good. I know when we were having challenges, well, we were looking at our bills and we saw that we were spending a tremendous amount on cable. We were spending, almost $400 a month on cable, and so, I wasn't conscious of it. Some of it was I clicked on something to watch a certain movie without paying for it, and there was a trial, but you had to cancel the trial in 10 days or whatever, and I forgot and didn't cancel it. And then I had a couple of them on there. And then one day Lady B looked at the bill and she was like, okay, what is going on with this bill? So then I called them and told them, listen, I'm going to have to cut my cable. And then they started talking to me because they didn't want me to cut it. And so then they began to talk, by the time I finished, I had the cable bill under $200, and so a lot of these things could be negotiable, or like you say, they have certain programs. Because what I end up with my cable, I end up getting a package deal that had most of the things that I wanted in it. And at first I had some withdrawals, because we wasn't able to see the basketball games and some of the, sports stuff. And so then somebody told me about some of the, you can get those through, some other means that they have that you can get those through, and I ain't talking about a bootleg, hijack Fire Stick, I'm talking about they have legitimate ways of some of those things you can see. One of the things that I was withdrawn about was, I like car shows where they rebuild engines, where they go get an old car in the junkyard and clean it up and, fix it up and put a modern dashboard and stuff in it. But then I found it on the app where I can still watch it. And now with your phones interacting with the TV, I can just shoot it to the screen. You know what I mean? So there's ways that you can reduce the amount of money that you're spending, but you have to be conscious of what you're spending. And then you have to be willing to look at these programs. Like James talks about the We Energies and the cell phone. So you have those highlighted with the arrows. So why are those two highlighted over the other things?
Because when I did a deep dive into them, so We Energies have a program that can greatly reduce the amount that people spend in just their regular energy bill. And then on top of having a program that reduces the amount that you spend on your We Energy bill, they will have another program that can, the best way to put it is that they stabilize your bill over the course of the year. And I'll talk more about that when we get to the We Energy slide. But they have the ability to stabilize your bill for the course of the year. And then they also have programs that would assist the people living there in winterizing their homes.
Okay. All right. And then with the cell phone and the internet?
With the cell phone bill, if I say this correctly, or incorrectly, let me know. But there's a lot of cell phone companies, but the major ones, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, they have internet and cell phone as a combination that a lot of people can get. Also, Charter Communications, which are not Charter, it's called Spectrum. Spectrum has is in the same realm where you can get internet and cell phone in a package deal.
Okay.
And these have the ability to also reduce the amount that a person is spending overall.
Okay.
And now the quality of service depends on your provider.
Mm-hmm.
But even though you have a provider, it doesn't mean you have to have the ultimate package that may cost $200 or $300. You may have to reduce that package and also some creature comforts, but you still will have the same service and the same network. So you'll still get all your same calls. Your video will still come in. You will still have all of these. You will still have most of the benefits of the network and the network provider. You just won't have the all the bells and whistles.
Okay.
That
All right. And that takes a little adjustments, but it's worth the adjustment. Ms. Mark has been on me about getting me a tagline, and I think I finally found my tagline, and that's be intentional and live on purpose. And so when you're looking at these things, reducing the package size and not having all the bells and whistles, and a lot of times we don't use all of them anyway, but when you look at that, you have to be intentional, about that, and then you have to do things with purpose in mind, because ultimately, you going towards a six-figure lifestyle, and in order to be at a six-figure lifestyle, you have to be able to be disciplined and have your emotions, and you have to have control over yourself, that you don't see some money and then you just feel like you got to spend it or you got to have it.
Yes.
All right, let's keep going forward.
Okay, let's go into We Energies. So with We Energies, like I was talking about, We Energies have a lot of good programs that can help people reduce or stabilize their financial structure. The first one is called budget billing. Budget billing has the ability to stabilize the amount that you have coming, the amount that We Energy is charging you. So in the winter, when heat normally rises, and we had Christmas, so we got all the lights turned on around the house. We got the train going. We got the heat on at least 70 degrees or 75 degrees. Some people got it up to 80. You got all of that additional money that's being spent. The reason why you can utilize budget billing is that it takes the average for the entire year, it puts inside a nice average, and it stabilizes the billing cycles for one whole year. So that's a benefit that everyone can utilize on the fluctuation of how much heat can cost.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is the weatherization. So when weatherization programs, We Energies do offer a weatherization program. So what that is, they have an inspector come out, and what they'll do is they'll come out and they'll assess your house to see if they can weatherize it, which means if it's putting up plastic on the window, if it's blowing insulation inside the wall, those are all under the programs of weatherization that's offered by We Energies. The last one is called the energy programs. So if you was to get a solar panel on your garage, on your roof, and you was to start installing solar panels, We Energies has a program that also takes that excess energy that you are utilizing, and they give you a credit towards your energy bill. So you can actually reduce the amount of money that you're spending to We Energies to pennies versus actual hundreds of dollars.
Okay, all right, and we got quite a few people in the chat that's chiming in with that. Mr. Simone said, change of mind, wiser choices. So that's good. Minister T said that those trials, yeah, she said the trials get you because they depend on us forgetting. Yeah, and Mr. Mark said he'd saved $50 on his phone bill you know, and Deacon Boone said $25 on his phone bill. So when you start thinking about them little numbers, they can add up, you know, just like that $3.70 added up to $900 at the end of the year. You know, that $25 in those, you know, $200, I mean, those $50, any of those savings, whether it's $1 or more, has to be reassigned.
Yeah.
And so that means that we have to get to a place where we have a broader look at what we're doing so that we're always conscious of the purpose that we have and what we're trying to do, so that we don't ever get caught up with, you know, I saved some money, but I still need some money, you know.
Yeah.
And so a couple of them chiming in about the
thermostat.
The solar. She says, do they help for installation of the solar panels?
No, but they do have government programs that do help for the installation of solar panels or the purchase of solar panels.
Okay, so that's again that research, and you can get the a grant or something to put in solar panels.
So from what I saw is a tax credit. So when you redo your roof or you update your roof to install solar panels, you get a tax credit for that. A long story short is a tax credit is what reduces your gross income to a lesser amount, so you get taxed at a lower bracket.
Okay.
So it's like money, but it's paper money, not real money.
Mm-hmm. But it turns into real money. Because
yes,
if you getting taxed on $100 and you get a $50 tax credit, then you only getting taxed on $50.
Correct.
And so then whatever that, if you got money coming back, it will be reflected there. Or if you have to pay taxes, it will be reduced by that tax credit.
Correct.
So it's still money. Yeah. And then go ahead.
I also want to talk about thermostats.
Okay, so yeah, because that's what she was saying. Programming my thermostat has helped tremendously.
Yeah, I cannot say that enough. Having proper discipline over your thermostat can do wonders when it comes to your heating bill. When I say wonders, I do mean if your house is insulated and you was to properly program your thermostat, you will save a considerably large amount of money in that. If your house is drafty and you know how to program your thermostat, like when you are there versus when you are away. And for some people, they have the online version, which is brought by not just Google, but other entities are doing online, where you can app it into your phone and you go to your app and you can say, I am at home or I am away. And it adjusts the house to a cooler temperature or warm it up to a warmer temperature just for you being there. And it has been proven to reduce the amount of money that it costs by having the right thermostat.
Yeah, I believe that. I'm gonna have to look into one of them thermostats. I don't even know if they. I'm almost sure they do them. I just don't know. One that can work from your phone. You know.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, there have been several times we left out of town and I forgot to turn the thermostat back to the program because I had jacked it up for whatever reason. And I came back in the house, it was toasty. And I was like, well, I've been gone a whole week, you know what I mean? And so if I had one of them on the phone, I could just go on there and turn it down. But yes, being able to change, being able to regulate and program how much energy is going out, reduce the amount you're paying, which reflects back in the amount that you reduce going out, being reassigned reflects in the purpose of whatever that reassignment is.
Yes.
We get it.
And just so you know, when we get off the call, when we get offline, I'll tell you mine. I don't want to sponsor anybody right now.
Okay.
We're on the live, but yes, there are two out there that I know that are quality thermostats that have an app. You can program it. So even if you're not home, the app is doing what it's supposed to do. And you can go right into your app and say, okay, turn the heat on. I'm 25 minutes out. I'm going to turn the heat on to 65.
Okay. All right. So I love that. And I like your consciousness too. He said I ain't gonna put him out there because he ain't get paid for as a sponsor yet. So once they start sponsoring our podcast, then we'll give them a shout out. But until then, we
Oh yeah,
we got millions of people watching, so we're not trying to make them rich and they ain't gonna share. So we're gonna hold that one in. All right, let's go a little further.
Okay, the next one is student loans.
All right.
So the way in which you can reduce, if you do have student loans that are outstanding, there are two ways to do it. One is it's called restructuring. The federal student loan program right now is done by Mohila, and the best with it that I can tell you is they have a income-based repayment. With the income-based repayment, what they do is they take how much money you bring in and they make the payments based off your income. The reason why that's beneficial to everybody is instead of you trying to pay the 6%, and because of that you may be paying $200 to $300, now you're down to your income base, which your income base may be $200 to $300, or it could be as low as $50. I guess you could go lower. I don't know how income base works, but it could go as low as $50 from what I was reading. It can stay the same, and it can go as low as $50.
Wow.
Which is a benefit for everyone.
Okay.
The other one is time served forgiveness. Now, if you already have a loan and it's already been out and it's been outstanding and you've been paying on it, if you go to the federal student loan, if you have time served forgiveness, and as a civilian, if you did more than 25 years as a civilian of paying off your loan, it is now forgiven. You just have to prove that is time served. If you're in the federal government or the military side, it's only 20 years. Or public service. Public service, federal government, or military is only 20 years time served paying on your forgiveness, and then that's canceled out as well.
Wow. Now that's good news there. Now, I wish I would have known that. We haven't paid off our student loans, but some of them seem like they drug out that loan, and so that's good news. And so I don't know, as far as if someone, remember what we said about the information. You may not be able to use it, but you may be able to empower others with this information. And so being able to understand that, as we share, that opens us up to be able to receive. That's so important for us to understand. It's not about holding everything into ourselves. It's about allowing ourselves to be a conduit so that information can flow through us. And as we talk about the pipe, when water goes through a pipe, it has a purpose and a destination, but the pipe get wet also. Okay, y'all ain't gonna pray with me today. Y'all ain't going with me today. All right, James. I don't see no questions in the chat. Dr. Bonds, she came in agreement with me that it's we don't give out free advertisement on Financial Fridays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so let's continue on our journey.
Okay. The next one is housing resource. Now, I know housing resource we do partnerships near Jericho. However, outside of that, there are housing resource locations that people can go to. There is one downtown that I did not list here, but for the ones on the north side and south side, they have many things. So for the north side is at 2500 West Capitol Drive. They do tool loan rental, neighborhood improvement programs, and home maintenance resources. So what that encompasses just on the north side is that if you need a tool, that's the place to go in order to get a tool. And I believe it's free or it's greatly reduced. I think it's like $25 or $50 for an annual membership, but you get the tools in which you need in order to do your home improvements. And then they have a home improvement program where they show you how to fix small items in your house. And then you have the maintenance resource where if you was to go there and you said, hey, I need a guy to do X, right? I need a guy to help me rake, mow grass. I need a guy to help me fix something. That's where you can go as a resource, and they will help direct you.
Okay.
For the South Side, they have it's a $25 for membership. Thank you. For the South Side, it's the same thing, but they have a home buyer's education. They have counseling and grant assistance. What that entails is when you get ready to buy a home, they have the courses and education to teach you how to buy a home, plus give you a good pathway to get a grant to assist you in buying homes. Now, I do want to specify that's for first-time home buyers. That's not for repeated home buyers.
And there's a limit. I forgot how many years it is. There's a limit on first-time home buying too. So, you know, if you haven't bought a house in so many years, then you can still qualify for some first-time home buying grants and different things. I just don't remember what it was. But Housing Resources is definitely one of our partners. A great partnership we have with them. And they do a housing fair every year. Last year was at Jericho in June. And this year is going to be at Jericho in June. I believe it's in June. It's going to be at Jericho. So we will give a shout out to our partners at Housing Resources.
Yeah.
They're definitely a place to go. We've had several Jericho members to go through the home buying program, and nothing but good reports from them. And so the tool rental, that's important because instead of going out and buying a tool, like I oftentimes will do, and then only use that tool a couple of times, you can go rent the tool. And then, again, you're saving money that way. And so that's why that's important. And then when they talk about a home maintenance resource, in life nowadays, it's very difficult to pay for everything that you need. And so then there's sometimes you just need the information. And if it's not, I'm not talking about you re-drywall in your house, but there could be some things instead of calling somebody to come out to fix for you, that you can go to Housing Resource tool rental and that neighborhood program. You can ask questions, and that home maintenance, that could be a resource for you, where you could be able to go back and fix something yourself, or instruct someone. So again, we're talking about reducing the amount of money that you're spending in all areas. Now, just think about it up to now. We had coffee, $900 annually at $3.70. We had $50 on the cell phone bill. If that's $50 a month, then that's $50 times 12. How much is that, James? You're a mathematician. $50 times 12
is $600. No, 600. No, $50 times 12. Yeah, 600.
So that's 600. So now we're up to 9 and 6. That's 1,500, and then $25. That would be 300, because that's half of the 50. So now we up to $1,800. You see how that's adding up. Saving these little different things. If that was one person doing those different things, it would be adding up. And then now you're at 18, and you could do a lot with $1,800.
Yes.
$1,800 is not a bad vacation.
Yeah.
You might want to get an all-inclusive, but you understand what I mean. But it'll sure get you there.
It's a good start.
It's a good start, yeah. Or for me right now, I need a set of tires, and I think it's $1,900 for the set of tires. So that would be a set of tires for me, And so it's so important that you see how these dots are connecting, that these are not just random things we're talking about. This is actually a pathway to financial freedom. And so, and as James said early on, there are small adjustments. It's not necessarily goals, but there are targets, and so, you might first shoot the arrow and miss the whole target. The next time you might just barely hit the target, and you just keep on shooting till eventually you get right there in the center. But it's small adjustments, and the key is consistency. and keep it on going. And one of the main things that we're finding out over the last couple of weeks is that money has to have a purpose. You gotta give that money assignment. You just can't let that money linger out there in no man's land because somebody gonna gobble it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody is gonna take your money.
And then I say the Housing Resource Fair is gonna be June 1st, 2024. And so that's a great day to have it on because that's my birthday. They had it on June 1st last year, and they asked me, well, Pastor, your birthday, gonna do that? I said, most definitely, because that was, the amount of people that helped. Do you know how much? Okay, let's keep on going. All right.
Okay, the next one is the cell phone. Now, I talked about this. I just skimmed over. So when it comes to cell phone, they have a service called Lifeline. That's the website for Lifeline. It is a government cell phone. So if you want a free cell phone with free texting and free call, the government cell phone, I can't tell you the quality of the government cell phone because I do not have it. But what I can say is that when you have a government cell phone, it is free call, free texting. That's what you get. The name of the service is called Lifeline, and it has the ability to help out in those areas. What I also have came to know is that government credit for the cell phone may be able to use on certain providers. So certain providers do allow you to use the government portion to reduce the amount of your regular cell phone. So that's the information I got out. But certain providers, a provider has to agree to do that.
So they'll give you the phone. You just got to get the provider.
No. So if you go with SafeLight, they send you a phone. They send you a brand new free phone. If you was to call up Verizon or T-Mobile or Spectrum or AT&T, right? One of the bigger, or you can go with Metro or Simple Mobile as a phone provider. If you was to go there, some of those providers allow you to use your government cell phone credit on your phone. So whatever the government credit is for a cell phone, whether it's $30, whether it's $50, that's applied to your cell phone.
Okay. And so all you're paying for is the service.
Correct.
Okay. Now, with that being said, one, let me say this to Minister T said, use resources available so that you can have resources saved. And so I kind of said that a couple of times, and you corrected me on that. The goal is not to save money. The goal is to repurpose the money. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. And repurposing the money, whether it's for tuition or whether it's for vacation or whether it's for investment in yourself or whether it's for investment so that you can create a passive income and go to a residual income. It's not, the focus is not saving money, because saving money suggests that I'm just sitting it in a jar on the dresser, but that money has to have an assignment. And
Correct.
So we're reducing the amount we are reducing the amount of money that we're spending. And with that money that we have saved by reducing, we are repurposing that, reassigning that money.
Yes.
Am I saying it right?
You're saying it right.
All right. I'm just reiterating so I get it as well.
So let me just double tap it.
Okay.
If you are saving money on your electric bill, you're saving money on your electrical system because you got a new thermostat. You're saving money on your fuel. You're saving money on your meal prep. So you're saving all these small amounts, right? But you don't have a place to save them. As we talked the week ago or 2 weeks ago, put them inside of a savings account or a money market account so it can sit there until you have enough to buy the new tires for your truck. The savings account, I'm not against savings account for the purpose of it buying something else. I'm against a savings account as to what you reiterated before, and that's just to sit there. Money should not sit there. Money should have a purpose for what it's doing. So if my purpose is to get new tires, I have to save up to get the new tires, but I'm saving for the new tires. I'm not just saving to save.
All right, and then let me triple tap it.
Okay.
He said he's gonna double tap it, so I'm gonna tap it. So that's why they call money currency, because it flows. He ain't gonna say none of that. It sounds good. It may not be correct, from financial literacy standpoint, but it sounds good anyway.
It does sound
currency, good. So it should be flowing. It should be making money or doing something other than just sitting. All right. All right. Yeah. So I'm just reiterating. So because I'm getting this as well, and that's it's really bringing a lot of light to me, because as I said before, I've dismissed little monies like that $3.70. I wouldn't think nothing of that. But now I'm a little more conscious of it. Believe it or not, I pulled up in my coffee place, and I was waiting in line. And then as I got up to the order thing, I pulled out of the coffee line, and then just went on to the church. So I didn't get none. And so I'm becoming more conscious of my spending habits. I'm becoming more conscious of money having an assignment. So that means I have to have a vision for my life, so I can know where my life is going, and so I can know where I need to fund, or the different things that I need to fund. And so that's so crucial for us to understand that. Yeah, that's a good one, Minister T. Money flows. All right. So let's go down a little further. I don't see no questions about the government phones, but I'm definitely want to look into it. Can I use a government phone for a business phone as a second line?
I want to say yes.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna look into that.
I probably wouldn't trust it, but
when you say wouldn't trust it, what you mean?
Because it's a government phone. I don't know how government.
You think they're gonna be listening in?
Yeah,
I mean, listening in on me. They do that anyway, don't they? Come on, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Personal summary for January. So talk to us.
So this is the last slide. So this is what everyone should be shooting for when it says when it talks about your personal summary. So when you get to January, you should have everything inputted on your financial calendar or your financial planner or your calculator.
Okay, now let's pause right there, and then we're gonna come back and hit that again. I just noticed a comment in the chat. What's the income qualifications for a government phone?
Actually, when I looked it up, they didn't have an income qualifications for a government phone.
Okay.
But I will actually put the website in. Let me go back 2 slides. And if you go to www.usgov.com, I'm going to put it in the chat so everyone can go there. And
so you can just click on there and go and check it out. Yeah, I am very much interested in there as a second phone. And Dr. Bonds, even though you think you know me, but you don't. And I said that to say that I like flip phones. I like Android phones. I got a Apple phone, but I like Androids. And so I would get me a flip Android to put in my pocket as a second phone for my business. And so for all of y'all who think I'm biphonal, they say bilingual. I'm biphonal, by phone. And so
you got some enemies out there. You know you can't be Android and iPhone.
That's why I had to put that heavy emphasis on there. Now, my boys here heard me say that, boy, they would disown me. Okay, come on, let's go back to the summary. So let me just say this, because this is what you just said. Now Now, what we're gonna give them to the end of the month? Because you said January. We
I did
should.
say
Dr. Bond said, pick a side.
that.
I could be duly aligned. I could be duly aligned. Listen, you said we should have our budgets or our forms filled out for this year. We should have that done, you said, in January, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is something now that I need you all to do. Now, there's several things that we want to make a pat to do by the end of this month. We want to have our personal summary that he's getting ready to go over with us. We want to have a money market account or a investment account. Is that what they call the CDs?
No,
CD, let's say CD.
we just call them CDs. We just call them
Okay.
CDs.
And so I don't know what level you get into a money market, but we need to look in there. Let's do our homework and find out what it costs to get a money market account, how much money needs to be in there, and let's make a goal to open up one. All right. Okay. And if you can go higher with a CD, depending on how much money you have available, if you can do it, let's make a deal. At the end of this month, we're gonna have a money market or CD or both if you can, and we're going to have our summaries done. All right. Is that a good pack to start the year off, James?
That is a good way to start the year off, Pastor.
Okay. Now talk to us about this personal summary.
Okay. So with the personal summary, I want everyone just to look at how much money they had come in with the 2 paychecks. So the 2 paychecks give you around $3,950. It is the breakdown that I want people to be very observant over is, so what is 10% looking like? What does 40% looks like? What does your investments, your safety, your acceleration, your sanity, what does those numbers look like? Because when you start plugging these numbers away, this is where the meat and potatoes or where the rubber meets the road at. Because the better that you are able at hitting your targets or being within range of your targets, the better you are at putting more money into your investments. If you notice the person right here, this is a real person. It is not me, but it is a real person. And this is the way in which they facilitated it wasn't for January, but it's the way that they facilitated their income. If you notice their investment at 20% is about $800. Mm-hmm. But their actual investment that when they got done spending is about 7%. And they spent about $280. And it's because of just the way in which they're living their lives. And I want to make sure that we exercise that so you can start seeing how that transpires. The goal, what I say is a goal, I'm telling you, these are just targets. When you can start seeing like I'm overspending here and I'm underspending here, the main focus is the top 3. What do you do for God, country, and yourself? If you can live with God, great. If you can live with taxes, cool. If you can live a life, that's cool. That's 60% of your income. You have to focus on the remaining 40%, which is putting money towards your investment, your safety, acceleration, and your sanity, because those will help out for the retirement, for your safety, and to make sure that you have a whole picture of what you want out of life.
Okay, now let's understand. Now let's not get overwhelmed by this. Okay, and Minister Brumfield, hit me in the chat. Let me know. I think I'm close to my time on my other platform, but let's not get overwhelmed by this. This is like having a dashboard. Like you got a dashboard on your car. It tells you when your tire air is low. It tells you when your gas is low. It tells you when it's time to change the oil. It tells you whether the car is running hot or cold. It's got all this information on your dashboard. Well, this is your dashboard, and this is important because even like what he said, looking at this, their living expenses at 40% is estimated at $1,580. but they're actually living at $2,037. So they had 51%. So if they really wanted to make an adjustment there, they can look at what they're spending and say, what can I cut down on my living? Or when it comes to God and country, that's locked in. But being able to look at the numbers, and then you could know where you can make an adjustment at. It could be changing a brand, or it could be getting a few more coupons that could bring that down and put you in the range where you want to be, where you could really begin to see this thing. What do they say? Compound. It really wouldn't compound, but that sounded like it was good. Listen, let me take a station break right here and say to all my Instagram followers, listen, thank you all for tuning in tonight for our Financial Fridays. We've been doing it as you can go on Facebook and you can really see them. But thank you all for tuning in tonight with us on Financial Friday. I pray that your life has been helped. Listen, we are on our way to 6 figures. And so in order to get to a 6-figure place, we need to understand our finances better. And in order to do that, we have to discipline ourselves and increase our knowledge. The Bible said people perish because of a lack of knowledge. People perish because of a lack of knowledge. And so knowledge can only become wisdom once you apply it. All right. And so listen, I'm Dr. A.D. Burns, and my co-host is
James Jones.
And we say thank you for tuning in. Listen, be intentional and live on purpose. God bless you. All right. So let's go back. That was our Instagram friends. We can only stay on an hour with them. So we had to take a commercial break right there. And so let's go back. So it's a dashboard. And it just helps you to see where you are. Even if you don't make no changes, the knowing where you are brings that sense of consciousness to your mind. So when you're tempted to go and spend more, or when you're tempted to go add something to your cable bill to increase your living expenses, or whatever the case may be, at least you know where you are. And I believe that's one of the first steps in order to be able to get somewhere. When somebody call you and say, James, how do I get to your house? Well, the first question James is going to ask is what?
Where do you live?
Where are you? He's going to ask, where are you? Because he can't lead you to his house if he don't know where you're at. And so we won't be able to get you to 6 figures if you don't know where you are. And so don't let it overwhelm you. These are things that we have to begin. We have the potential and capacity to absorb and operate at a much higher level, and we get comfortable where we are, and change is just something that for whatever reason humanly we just don't want to change. But I'm telling you, and especially after you read our up and coming book, how to make 6 figures, I'm telling you, you can do this, but you got to start being wise as a serpent but harmless as a dove. All right. That I'm just challenging them, James. I'm just challenging them, because we start looking at all these numbers and these percentages and stuff like that. Because I remember when I used to look at them, I was like, oh my goodness. But this is a necessity to get some understanding of how much money you got coming in and how much money is going out of your hands, so that you can have an idea. Because oftentimes, like I say, you add up all them little things, them potato chips and woo-woos and zam-zams and all that stuff, that stuff add up. All right. And so we're going to be 6-figure by the end of 2024. All right.
So I do want to give you all some clarity, so people don't think it's all boo-hoo. By being conscious, you are making yourself aware. It's like the oven is hot, but as a kid, kids don't know the oven is hot until they touch the pot that's on the stove, and then the pot burns the hand. But instead of it burning your hand, if you put your hand close to it, you can feel that the heat. Also, when we talk about just looking, and that's the biggest thing that I wanted the beginners to do. If you're a beginner, and you haven't done this ever, I just want you to see how much you got coming in and how much you got going out. Just the first step is just to realize, because some people think they make exactly 40,000. And the truth is, if you make 40,000, the government is taking about 10,000 of your money, of your dollars, over the course of the year. So you're not really putting in $10,000. So I want to make sure that if we can just see how much we're actually using and how much is going out, we can better understand what we need to do to hit the mark of 6 figures.
Yeah. And Dr. Bond says it perfectly. She says that small steps for big wins. So if we want a big win, we got to be willing to make the small steps. And we got another 6 figure and beyond. Yes, 6 figure by the end of 2024. That's our target. All right. That's our target. You know, and I'm telling you, if I come in at 99,000, I ain't gonna be mad. But no, I'm going beyond. I'm just saying, you know, that's the target. Come on, James, let's keep on going.
Oh no, that's it. That is the end.
Okay,
that
so
is in the slide deck.
So you all got your forms, you know, yes. and so now you just have to do the work, you know. And again, you get your shoebox and collect all your bills for a month, and then just take them and put them in your whatever, in the form. Or if you use your debit card, you can just take a month statement and go through your statement and plug them, categorize them into those areas, and you can get it that way. There may be some other ways you can do it, but take the time and get it wrote down. That's what the Bible says, right? Yes, it does. Habakkuk 2:2, it says, write the vision, make it plain. You know, he said, write it, you know. And so we got a vision for greatness. Well, we have to be able to do the logistical things as well. All right. And I'll guarantee you that, you know, Apostle Hilliard said, he said that the only thing stand between a man and his vision is money. And so I guarantee you, if you get a better handle on your money, then that vision that you have for that Mercedes, that 3-bedroom, that investment account, that, you know, vacation, or whatever it is that you have a vision for, you know, that business, I guarantee you, if you start controlling your money will start working for you. And, you know, the Bible says, you know, when we're good stewards over a little, he'll let us be a good steward over a lot. So it's important that we do that. All right. All right. So let's see if we got any questions before we move on. So that's going to be the end of our resources?
Yes, that's the end of our resources.
So we spent 3 weeks on resources. And so hopefully you understand now how important it is to look for ways to reduce the amount of money going out by using resources that's available. And don't let your pride get in the way. And it ain't nobody business but yours. You know what I mean? They don't know what you're working on. We used to say at Jericho, I'm working on something. Somebody put in chat, what's the rest of that? You know, and we would say, I would stand up and say, we working on something. And then the whole church would bust out and they would say, we going somewhere. That's right. She put it in there. Yeah, we're going somewhere. And so we're working on something. Oh man, that's jumped up right there. You see that? This thing is nice. Yeah, we Cadillac and not Doc. We came up. We are celebrities for real now.
Oh, that is slick. I like that.
If we keep going up, I might have to put on a suit when we come on here. Okay,
dude, that looks so nice. Yes.
So it's so important. It's so important that we understand that. Yeah, why don't y'all put that in the chat for me? Small steps, big wins. Yeah. Small steps for big wins. Yeah. So we're going to start making small steps for big wins. All right. I see you, Dr. Bonds. We're going to start making small steps for big wins. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. All right. It's within reach. You know,
yes,
it's within reach. That's right, Minister Millicent. Small steps for big wins. Minister Simone, Coach T, small steps for big wins. Lady B, my love, small steps for big wins. Yeah. So don't let the devil overwhelm you. You know, don't let him overwhelm you, because we can get overwhelmed. I see you, Deacon. Small steps for big wins. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I see you, Minister Mark. Small steps for big wins. Elder, small steps for big wins. We could do this. This is within our reach. All right. And it is time for us to begin to live like kingdom kids. You know, we were in a advisory board meeting, and we were talking about, we're working on a budget for this year, and we had some different things going on. And we're really tight with the money right now. And we were talking, and then all of a sudden, I think it was Minister Simone or Dr. Barnes, one of them said, I'll take that. You know what I mean? Being able to say, okay, we're going to do Super Saturday, and it's going to cost us $8,000 to do Super Saturday, and then be able to say, okay, I'll take that. I'll finance that. You know what I mean? Being in the position to be financial free, that, we're able to be instruments. You know what I'm saying? Be able to, okay, we need $25,000 this for this stretch day. Pastor, I'll meet the budget for that. And it not hurt us. You know what I mean? Yes. It don't even hurt us. It's almost like pocket change for us. You know what I mean? And so we can get to that place if we're willing to take small steps to gain those big wins. They will position us in a place that we will have the potential to. I'm looking for P's now. I got preacher now. I got preacher, potential to pay the price. But
I am
planning prosperity. Okay, then
I am so big on that. Like, people don't know how fun it is to be in a room of everybody, and we can cover like a meal. Like, hey, I'm in a meal. We just having a good time. Now we all can cover the meal for everybody. Or putting yourself in a situation where you can just be like, I'm finna leave town because I just want to relax. It's a benefit to say, hey, the minister is doing this. We can handle that, right? Because it's not about just one or two people. It's about everybody being able to come along and say, we know the man of God is doing this. We can support this, right? And it's not just the people on the line. The people on the line, we're going to be seed sowers. So everybody here going to be a seed sower. And then from that is going to be the people who's going to chime in after the live version and say, dude, I can do that. I can do these small steps for the big wins. And then the seed sowers now are going to be waterers. And then they are going to get blessed, because that's how blessings flow. They flow through the blesser to the blessee. And that's just level on level on level of blessings. And that's the benefit about being here, like just getting these small steps and being able to help somebody else. And that's the biggest thing. You always want to put yourself in a position to help somebody else. Mm-hmm. Because if God is blessing you to bless that person, it's still like the water. It's like the water in the pipe. The water got to go through the pipe. The currency has to go through the pipe to flow to somebody else.
Yeah.
So it is always nice to be able to tell somebody, I believe in you.
Yeah.
Do what you like to do, and then be able to pursue that with them.
Yeah. And when you say that, I see you, Coach T, you can't sow a seed without reaping a harvest. So you want the harvest, you got to be willing to sow. But I see what Lady B chiming in saying, I'm about to leave town because I just want to relax. And we're not talking about just leaving and going to the Motel 6. You know what I mean? Because they leave the light on. I guess I just gave a free advertisement that y'all owe me on that one. Y'all owe me. But we're talking about going somewhere really nice and enjoying yourself. Lady B and I was on our anniversary. We was in this hotel. They gave you house shoes, real nice house coat, and it was just luxurious, looking over the skylight downtown. And so I'm saying being able to go somewhere and relax and enjoy yourself. You can't relax if you're looking to see what's crawling around in the room. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave that one alone. I'll leave that one alone. I'm going to St. Thomas for the weekend. Yeah. And then she asked Pastor Lady B, y'all want to go? And then we say, yeah. And we'll fly on her private jet and we'll go down to St. Thomas for the weekend.
See, that's boss. That's boss.
Yeah.
But guess what? Let's see. Instead of us just thinking about it, wouldn't it be fun when we do it? Like, wouldn't it be fun when Sister Bonds be like, "Hey, y'all, real easy. I'm gonna go down to California for a week. Who with me?" And the church would be like, "All right, I guess we're gonna go down there for a week. I guess, I guess we going for a week. We'll do church down there, right? And we'll just fly down there and we'll have a good time. We'll stop off when we coming back. We'll stop off and say, "Hey, I wonder where such and such is," and we fly down there and have a good time and just come back up here and be like, "Hey guys, y'all missed us."
Yeah,
because there's always gonna be somebody who like, "I wish I would have came." Yeah, we wish you would have came too. We just had a good time. We back and we're eating food. I like eating, so everything goes around on breaking bread.
Too. I like eating too much, but I gotta find. I'm trying to make some different choices, but that's what's defined as financial freedom. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Financial freedom is no stress, no struggle, no strain.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and being able to just say, who with me, and then nobody have to get tense or anything. They can just say, you know what, I'll go. I'm going to. You know what I mean? And so that's so important that we understand we're closer than we think. To being able to have that financial freedom, but we got to take the small steps, in order to celebrate the big wins. And so maybe before we get off of the Financial Fridays before they end, which I don't know if they're gonna ever end, James, but before they end, before we get off of there, maybe especially when the book come out. So we're expecting the book to be out next month. How to make six figures. And did I say the title right?
Yes. How to make six figures.
How to make six figures. So we're expecting the book to be out next month. And then when the book comes out, then we're going to those who going to get the book. James already said this. Pastor may give them away, but he said you're gonna have to pay for this one. So once you buy your book, and then let's have a challenge to see. Maybe we could set some goals. Maybe 25,000 in the first couple months, 50 in the next couple months, 75 in the next couple months, and 100 by the end of the year.
Yeah,
does that sound doable?
That sounds doable.
Now, you ain't just agreeing because I'm the pastor, are you?
No. I think 100,000 starting in January or February is doable. That gives you more than 10 months to do it in.
All right.
Now, it's going to be some work. It's going to be some discipline.
Small wins, big. Small steps, big step, big wins. Yeah.
The math of making six figures is there.
Okay.
Wink. If everybody follow the program, right? If everybody look at what I've been telling you, remember 40% of your income is your living expense. That other 20, that's your investment, right? That means half of what you live off of, you have to invest in. That's the secret. That's that hot sauce that everybody likes so much.
Is that Frank's or Slap Your Mama?
That's Slap Your Mama.
Yeah, that's Slap Your Mama.
That's that Slap Your Mama. That's that Slap Your Mama right there.
All right, so we're gonna have the 100,000. We're gonna have the 6-figure challenge or the 100,000 challenge. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll get Lady B to partner with us, and when we complete the book, maybe she can do a shirt, and you get the book in the shirt. I took the $100,000 challenge, or I took the 6-figure challenge, or something like that, and then we can work throughout the year, and we'll keep going on Financial Fridays. I'm reluctant to say that, but I have enjoyed it. And I think we might be on to something. I like what Dr. Bonds, she said that we probably should make it a podcast. And so then at the end of the Financial Fridays or somewhere in between there, we'll shift into a podcast mode and then keep on going with it and see if we can, change the world.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I am changing the world.
You in with that?
I said I'm with that. I am with changing the world. I want to have the next generation.
I know you ain't no dirtbag. So,
okay. See, me and you both know that that's like one of my visions. That's my buck. I can die once I hit that bucket list.
Okay.
A whole new generation understands financial literacy and they're applying themselves. It's not enough to just know it, but they're applying themselves.
Okay.
I can go to heaven and be like, God, I did what you told me to do.
Yeah.
They know you and they know how to keep money in their pocket. All right, I'm good.
Okay. All right.
I am good there. That's the vision right there. That's the vision.
Well, listen, we got a few minutes left in the show. Is there any other questions about anything that we covered? And we'll be able to take another step forward on next Financial Friday. But is there any questions about anything that we've covered so far, or anything that you might be thinking about concerning finances? And so I'm looking in the chat that I still think they're on that $100,000 challenge, that 6-figure challenge. What we're gonna call it? A 6-figure challenge?
Yeah, call it the 6-figure challenge.
And then because 6 figures can be 100,000 all the way up to 99,000, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And remember, 900,000.
Remember, everything is up to your scale. So if you already making 6 figures, don't come back and say I made 6 figures. You already making 6 figures.
We're talking about a fresh new figure. A fresh 6 figures.
Yeah.
So if you're already 6 figures, we ain't counting that. We're gonna add another 6 figures on to your 6 figures.
Yeah. So now you got to be at 200. We'd be like, I'm at 250. Then it's great to be you, but now you got to make 350. Like we really want to. If we're gonna do this challenge, let's do this challenge. Let's change the world. Let's eat a bunch of food. Let's have a good time.
Okay. All right.
Oh, hold on. So I do want to say, because I know we run out of time. So remember, this is the last day of housing resources. The next Friday, I'm dealing strictly with employee, and we may get to self-employed. Okay. So I'm going to do a deep dive into that. Talk about how that person makes 6 figures, how that person looks at the government, how the government looks at that person. It's gonna be real good. It's gonna be real good.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna be good, because we definitely need to understand the different tools that's at our disposal that we can use to build a 6-figure. Because it's a lot of different things that we're already doing or involved in, that with some small adjustments, they can break some big wins,
Yes.
And so that's very good. That's very good. They still in the 6-figure. Dr. Bonds got 99999. All right, I'm with you, Dr. Bonds. I'm on that one. She said, yes, I want a shirt. Okay, yeah, we're gonna work on that one. So we already got the I don't have it on my screen. I was gonna say I can pull it up. I probably could do it, but I ain't gonna mess with it. But we got the cover, and so James already sent me the table of content, and we got a lot of the information now. And so I just got to put my part on there, and then get it edited, and then we'll be ready. We'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to go. And so keep that in mind. So the first thing, the homework to make sure we do this month as soon as possible, is to fill out your form, so that you can, your dashboard, your form, so you can know what money coming in and what money's going out, so you can be aware of that. Secondly, check into opening up a money market account. See what's the entry level to open up a money market account, so that when you save money in those areas, that you purposely putting that money into that account. All right. And so if you save $25 a month, make sure you assign that $25 to go over there. If you saving, $3.70 a week, assign that $3.70 a week to go over there and begin to be consciously moving your money into a place where it's making some money until it builds up to whatever the purpose of that money is. And if you can, depends on how much they cost, get you a CD. All right. And if you can't get a CD right now, at least get the money market account and get your form filled out. All right. And so then, that'll be a good start because you need to get the foundation together. So when we start talking about the 6 figures, that you already had that part together. So you ain't going to be able to get to a place and wait till something sound good to you. Then you want to do it, but you don't have the foundation for it. So we're going to be going forward. You have to go all the way back and do that part in order to be able to get to where we are. And there, I ain't going to say you can't catch up, but I'm saying, do your homework. All right. James, what you got for closing? Dr. Bonds put in the budget-friendly planners in the chat there. All you got to do is click on that link and it'll take you right over there. What's your closing comments, closing remarks?
I want everyone to make it, and I want everyone to be successful. Whether that's 100 million, 1 million, or 6 figures, I want everyone to be successful. And we can only do that by following the vision that God gave us. So I want you to go after God first and let him lead you.
All right. Well, bless the Lord. Well, listen, James, why don't you pray us out? And then we'll look forward to seeing you guys on next week on Financial Fridays.
Amen. God, we thank you for being here with us. We thank you for all that you do. For everyone who will be grinding out and making sure that they're doing what you have called them to do, being financially accountable for what they're doing, and pursuing you in all that they do. Father, we thank you for their knowledge and for their love. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen.
Amen, amen. Well, again, thank you all for tuning in to Financial Fridays. We look forward to seeing you on next Friday as we go to another level, as we continue to level up in our finances. I'm Dr. A.D. Burns. That's your turn, James.
Oh, I'm James Jones.
Be intentional and live on purpose. We'll see you next week. Be blessed.